channel. This is Esther at Stampin Star Creations. Oh, have I got glitches already? Right, I'm trying to call up my other device so that I can see some comments. Nice to see you. Okay, yes, just a little bit delayed. That's weird. Let's get started. So I have got the pleasure of borrowing Celebrate Sunflowers and the die set, which I've had a really quick play with earlier. And I fancied some really sunny, bright colours for this blustery day here in the UK. So I've picked out some sunny colours. And I have gone for Magenta Madness, Coastal Cabana, Blackberry Bliss, Mango Melody, and Granny Apple Green. So nice, kind of vibrant, sunny colours. I am going to do a one sheet wonder just because when you stamp over one sheet, you can really explore what the stamps do and have a kind of a sense of what am I trying to say? You just get an idea of what the stamps do and who they are. Do you know what I mean by that? I don't know. You get to have have a relationship with the stamps. You don't have a relationship with the stamps. You kind of find out what they do and how they act and their personalities. All right, that's what I'm trying to say to you. Put my foot in it. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to get started stamping straight away, and then I catch up, and I'll do the register in a moment. So if you've managed to sneak in late, well done. So I tend to start top left corner. Don't know why. It's just my nice starting point, because I do tend to like to do things in fairly diagonal direction. Then I know where I am. So the first stamp is sometimes the worst. I'm stamping on an A4 sheet of Whisper White cardstock. So Stampin' Up used to sell Whisper White, but is now gone out of stock because of the manufacturers. So yes, I know I have stamped that differently, but that's okay. Now, one thing I would say with this particular stamp set, this large sunflower image is large. So I was going to call this speed stamping because you do get to fill the space rather quickly with the stamps. So if you're looking for a stamp to do some quick stamping and to fill out a big page quickly, then this might be the one for you, because it does fill a big area. And I think sometimes that's what you've got to get used to. Sometimes you might have some ideas in your head of what you want to do with a certain stamp set before you get it, and when you get it, you're like, oh, didn't realize it was that big. Can I just say, if I'm coming up a little bit blurry on your screens, it's sometimes by changing the settings. See, I'm coming up a little bit blurry on my other device. You can change the settings so it makes it a bit clearer. Oops, I've gone and tilted it. Oh yeah, see, that's better. I've changed it to 360 on the other one, and I'm coming up a lot clearer. So just bear that in mind. I won't go through how to change it, but if it gets stuck and wants to know, maybe somebody in my audience can help them out. So next I'm going to go in with Magenta Madness, a nice bright pink, and I'm going to stamp, let's go 3 times. There we go. Nice bright pink colour. And then I'm going to, don't forget the edges of your work. So I am going to stamp a bit of pink there. I feel like I'm lacking a bit of pink here now. I might just have to sneakily put one in there. There we go. Now, I was say there's no hard and fast rules, but you can change it as you go along, which is great because it's your piece of work. Yeah, see, so people are saying that if you change the settings, it does seem to make it clearer, and that's kind of been a real eye-opener for me. It's really changed my my viewing pleasure, because it looks much clearer. Right, tiny apple. Let's get some leaves in this show. So like I said, nice bit of speed stamping, very quick stamping, because you're filling in a lot of space all in one go. So these images are quite they're lined images. I was going to say hollow, that's the wrong word. So if you're keen on colouring in, this might be another stamp set that's good for you. Or if you like the lined image look. So look, already it has, that's a good point actually, thank you Delinda, it has got a lot of detail in this stamp set, so you can really, yes, you can do your usual yellows. I tend to try and avoid what I call too many like traditional colours straight away. If I get stuck, sometimes I'll come back to it, but I do like doing something a bit different, just to, again, it's just another way of exploring a stamp set to see what it can do if you stamp it in a different colour. So we've still got a couple of colours to go. I'm going to struggle to squeeze on everything, but let's do it. Try and push myself in a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to use this tiny yellow leaf here, and I'm going in with Mango Melody. See, with all these inks, look, I've gone in 3 times, and it's not minded at all. It's managed to give me that impression. I can get 3 impressions out of one. Oops. Why do I keep dropping my stamps today? Got butterfingers. Okay. It's quite fun to play with a new stamp set. It kind of, it's like having a new lease of life. Okay, how are we diddling? Right, I really think I'm going to run out of space on my wording. I was going to put some words on here. I might have to have a little change of plan. Right, let me know if you want words on here, and in the meantime I'm going to use my blending brushes. Let me know if you want me to stamp words on this. So I'm going to go in my Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to pick up some of the ink with a blending brush. Just going to rub off some of the excess before I go in my flowers. Now I don't want to, I did say I was going to brush it off, but actually, oh, I quite like that. Quite like that. Okay, so I'm dabbing in the middle to get a nice dark centre and just rotating around the edge. I don't want it to be like totally covered. I do want to have some white space. So I'm going to do that. This is a great way of, again, you know, if you talk about colouring in big areas, a great way to do it all in one go. Or, you know, a big area in one go, I should say, by using these blending brushes. So these aren't from Stampin' Up, but Stampin' Up have come out with their own blending brushes. And these are great for just laying down colour. Oh, that's a good idea, Christine. I could emboss the words on top. Yeah, could do that. In fact, I might, yeah, I might actually, this is, for some reason, it's come out more fuller than my original, but I'll show you the original in a minute. And I'll probably do my very predictable thing of actually using this stencil to fill in the gaps. Look at that, wrong colour. That was super close. Oh dear. Hi, good evening, Jackie. This is Esther. It's Ruth's sister. So if you haven't seen this kind of technique before, stamping on one sheet like this, my sister at Artful Stampin', she's the queen of one sheet wonders. I might be biased, but you know, it's where I learnt it from, this kind of technique of stamping all over one sheet. And then once you come to love this one sheet, that you then have to go, oh well, if I cut it, it means that it could be shared amongst others and other people can benefit from it. Which sometimes could be hard, because when you've stamped it all, you're like, oh, I like it like that. But it's amazing what happens when you actually cut it down. When you go, oh, actually, no, I've changed my mind. That's all right, Jackie. I'll let you off this time. Okay, so I'd like to bring in Coastal Cabana. Look how bright and fun that is. Isn't it nice to be able to stamp in such bright colours, especially on, like, I was going to say, a dreary day. It is a little bit dreary here in the UK, I must admit. Okay, let's find a turquoisey colour brush. Just going to rub off the excess because this is a bit more blue than it is turquoise. Oh, thank you, Karen. Thank you, Delinda. Delinda says, you both are queens of your creativity, similar but ever so unique. Karen says, one sheet wonder sisters, both are amazing. Thank you. She's the queen, me and Helen are the princesses. Okay, let's make sure we get some Coastal Cabana. So these little sheets that I'm just using as scratch sheets, these can go with the stamping positioning tool called a Stamparatus, which I bought out at lunchtime actually for my Facebook Live. So these are gold foil sheets and they're decorative sheets. They're not necessarily stencils, but we found they make great stencils. So that's what I'm going to use to fill in any gaps that I have here on my paper. And I want to fill in quite a lot of space. I want there to be hardly any white space on my work. I've decided. So I'm going to keep layering this down. And the great thing about using stencils is you can see through them. So I tend to tilt my brush up a little bit so that I get just the tip of my brush on the work rather than, so I'm in a bit more control. Oh, look at that. How fun and summery is that? Ruth is the eldest and I'm the baby. There's 3 daughters, Ruth, and I have a middle sister, Helen, who's also got a YouTube channel. She's Helen Joy Creates. And then there's me. Yep. Just going to get that corner. Had frost trees on it all day. Thanks. So nice and bright, isn't it? Sometimes it's quite nice. Christmas, after doing lots of reds and browns and greens, which is great, and whites, but sometimes it's just quite nice to branch out, to do something a bit different. Good morning, Jenny. Welcome. Jenny, is this your first time or have you been here before? Thank you, Miss Vicky. She says, very pretty, Esther. I'm reading out comments because sometimes people don't know where the live button is or how to see the comments. So did you decide that you wanted... Nobody said anything about words being on top. Okay. Oh, well, a warm welcome. Please, everybody, welcome Jenny. It's her first time to the channel. And shout anybody else if you're new. Now's your opportunity to shout and say it's your first time. I'm going to have a swig of tea. Oh, I'm having connection issues. Just if it freezes, just stick with me and I'll come back when I can. Hopefully I'm back. Can you guys see me all right? Yes, I think I'm back. Okay, cool. So I'm going to leave it as it is. I was going to cut it down into threes, but now I'm wondering. Okay, let's think on it. So remind me to take a photo. Okay, I'll show you the original. So this was my cheat sheet. Look how different it is. Amazing, isn't it? So this is what I started with the words on, but that's the kind of thing that I can add on later, so that's absolutely fine. Right, I'd like to do something else. If you want to still hang on and hang around, I'm just going to put that to the side. So I've been experimenting a bit with watercolour, and we sell, I say we, Stampin' Up sell cold press watercolour paper, which comes in sheets which are 7 inches across. So to save and be super frugal, I like to cut these down to was it 3.5 plus 3.5 is 7, right? 6, 7. Try and do some basic maths while being live on YouTube. Okay. People are saying I did. Did you say something about the words? I've missed your comments. I think, yeah, let me know if you want it cut down to 3, like a long card, or whether you want this cut down into 4s. So I might not do it tonight, I might do it another night, just saying. Okay, so watercolour paper, where are we? I'm going to use the same colours, so rather than bringing out even more colours, I'm just going to use what's on my desk. And I'm going to get a bit messy, so I'm going to bring on my towel, actually. My messy towel, and I'm going to put it... This became the messy towel because there was one broadcast I was doing and it got something spilt, I think, and I made a right old mess. Okay, I don't think we need that. Right, so watercolours. With the Stampin' Up ink pads, you can actually squeeze it in the middle and it creates a great palette on the other side for you to be able to pick up with either brush or an aqua painter. So just, I like to hold it together and give it a squeeze in the middle. That one needs a bit more of a squeeze. If it's easier, place it down first and give it some resuscitation from the back. Okay. I don't know why I'm closing them all. I need them again, but I'm just checking to see if the colour's transferred. Right, and then I'm going to with me. I think it's the must be the weather. Okay. Right. There's no point carrying on if you can't see anything. Right, let's just do one at a time. So I'm going to spritz my page with water. It might be just the fact it's a bit stormy tonight. I might do something a bit different, actually. I've decided. Okay, I'm kind of making this pretty sodden and wet. And then I'm going to introduce some colour. I'm going to squeeze my aqua brush to get some water. Come on. It worked earlier, now it's refusing to cooperate. Might just use some water to encourage it. Right, so I want to drop on some colour onto my wet page. Okay, oh, so cool. And then let's go for a bit of yellow. I don't know why this is. Maybe I screwed it on too tight. Whoop! There's the water, it's coming out there. Let's put some more. Sometimes it tends to soak up the water, doesn't it? Go. Nice and splodgy. Okay, let's go for a bit of blue, Coastal Cabana. Oh, either no water or too much water. Just depends where the pool of water's landed. I mean, you could strap this to, I've got a wooden board that you can use. I just wanted to lay down some colour and just let it. Now, this isn't what I was going to do because I'll show you the one that I did earlier. Here's one I did earlier. You said electrifying connected creativity with, oh, this is too loose now. You just said that. Electrifying creativity, messing with connection. That's what it is, Delinda. I'll take that. So it may look a right on mess now, but just you wait. Like I like to say, wait, there's more. See, when it works properly, it works really well. Just try and get that colour spreading a bit more. Fun, fun, fun in the sun, sun, sun. And give it some encouragement. There we go. Lay down a bit more colour. I was hoping it'd transfer, but it didn't. Let me swap out my pen. Fill out this page so it's nice and colourful. Spread out that purple a bit. Okay, shake off the excess. Move this aside, and I'm going to show you, here's one I made earlier. I might dry this off in a bit with the heat tool, just to get a bit of the wet off. Now earlier I'd done this, not the same technique, but I did some drips. So the way I did this was to pick up the colour and to drip it on dry paper. Okay, so I didn't wet the paper, it was just on dry paper and it created these drips. Then I tried it again, but I wet the paper first and then I did the drips and squeezed the pen from the top. Which I have done this technique before with, there was a stamp with a lady on it, Beautiful You, is it called? And that was really cool because you've got her standing there and it's dripping around her umbrella. It's super cool. So if I remember, I will try and link that video. I'm not always good at remembering that. So now I wanted to come in with the sunflowers and I was thinking maybe I could do just a black and white image of the sunflowers. So that was my thinking. So let's do the decks. Although I quite fancied with this one sticking some birds on a wire, like birds on the branches type thing. So I might put that one aside for now. I'm going to bring in back the sunflower. Clean it off with my chamois. I've done drips like that using crayons at the top of a canvas, heated them with the heat tool. It looks like a kelp forest. I don't think I've ever seen a kelp forest. Or snail trails, says Christine. Oh dear. So, did we decide what we want to do with that big one sheet wonder? Did anybody say? So I'm going to ink this up good and proper. Nice black big sunflower. Hopefully this won't be too, it's quite big. Okay, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stamp some small ones and then I can decide what I'd like to do. I'm going to stamp a big one. Oh, nice, nice, nice. And then we're going to try a few of the smaller ones, because that is, like I said, it's a large image and it might just be too big for what we want it to do. And while I'm here, I'm going to bring on some leaves. So if you're new to my channel, and maybe you might even be new to stamping and not seen stamping in the modern world, you might be used to the old-fashioned stamping where they stamped your books in the library type stamping. This is not dissimilar to that, actually. It just happens to be pretty flowers and leaves. Actually, I know that this one has been cut. This is a double leaf, so I don't know if this will come out. Okay. So I'm going to bring on the machine, which will help me cut these out. Let me just make sure I've got the right. There's that one, and that one, and that one. Okay. So I'm going to bring on the lady herself. She sometimes makes an appearance. I like to bring her out occasionally because some people don't get to see that bit. So now's the fun of lining up the sunflower with a die, which I managed quite quickly. Did you notice? And then I'm going to go ahead and cut out the other pieces. You can, if you space these out enough, you can fit a few dies onto one platform. That's not lined up. There we go. You can, if you want, tape it down so that it's more secure. I'm going to leave that little leaf. Carefully put the sandwich together, and I'm going to roll this through. Don't worry if you hear any clicking or crunching. Delinda's asking me, do I like the mini cut and emboss? Now, the mini cut and emboss is this lady's little. It's a tiny desktop version, which does the same job, but it's just a lot more portable and it's smaller. So, Delinda, I think I'd like it if I had one. I've resisted and not bought the small one yet because I've got the Mama machine called the Cut and Emboss, and I think it'd be useful if I did in-person classes. So once that's up and running again, I might consider that purchase, but for now I don't think I actually need it, so I'm resisting for the time being for the sake of having what I would think would be like an accessory, like a handbag on my table. Wannabe librarians. Well, I think that's where my that might have been where it came from. I loved it when they stamped the books. Glenna, nice of you to join us. Slightly off cutting, but never mind. Right, just bear with me, folks, because this is all part and parcel of creating. Sometimes, you know, you can watch videos, they're edited and sped up, which I do have some of those. So if you're interested, you can subscribe and hit the bell for notifications for new videos. But there's a wealth of videos on my channel already if you want to check out some creativity. But with these lives, they tend to be about an hour long, and it's a chance to come on and chat and be part of the crafty community. and to maybe catch up with some friends or just be introduced to something new and hopefully be inspired by how to use the products. Okay, let me get myself positioned. Oh, somebody's got a contraband mini. Look, can you see my reflections? Okay, so I've got some nice black and white images of bringing back my drips. And let's have a little play with these. There's that lovely big sunflower, which could be used. And we could stick some smaller ones on either side, like so. Or you could do it sideways. That's quite fun. I love the contrast of the colour and the black and white. I think I get that from the new papers that we've got at the moment. There. Alternatively, we could do like 3 in a row. They don't want to move. And I've cut my nails today. Well, it looks like owl's eyes, don't they? Look. Can make an owl. That's his nose. Do. I know they did that with the old stamps. But look, doesn't it look like an owl? Isn't that freaky? Oh dear. Anyway, where were we? I was trying to pick them up. Got sidetracked. For my next trick, I can't unsee the owl now. I think I quite like the big one. Nice big sunflower. What colour are you? Tell me a nice piece of black card. Yes, you are. Great. Okay. Oh, I keep moving my chair. Oh dear. I'm enchanting, am I? That's nice. Oh, don't you look? Look. Don't you just love it when a plan comes together? I love that. I love that. When your paper just happens to be the right size. I could have measured that, but I totally eyeballed it. Okay, so I'm going to cut away the centre. I could, well no, let's just cut it down. It's easier like this. Chop out the middle, cut out the middleman. There we go. Because that can be another whole project by itself. That's why. What colour do we want this on as well? So let's get a piece of card so I can see how big this is going to be. A pile of stuff going on next to me here. So if I push it any more, I'll end up on the floor. Oh, that nearly rhymed. I'm loving magenta at the moment, just to have some bright zingy. Kind of, it's a little bit too bright, doesn't quite go with my stuff. Let's have a look. We can go right down. It's a bit too dark. Let's try melon. Oh, so Melon Mambo is bringing a kind of ruddy tone to the party. And that, I would say, probably suits it better. Let's just try... Hi, Mary Jo. Oh, snap, we're having a bit of a cold, folks. But just to be daring, I want to try. That's really kind of retro, isn't it? Isn't that fun? I'm thinking let's just try one more. Flirty Flamingo. Oh, that brings a different... That kind of tones it down. What do you think, guys and girls? Flirty Flamingo or Melon Mambo? Oh, Granny Apple Green. So, well, I'm going to try that out while everyone else does a vote. Whoa, that's super bright. Super bright. I think we'll go with the pinks. What I do have in here, which would be nice. We've got a Vote Melon. This is the old lemon lime twist. That would have been fun. 2 votes for melon, 1 for flirty. Melon Mambo it's going to be, I think. Okay. Put my card somewhere. Yeah, sometimes on screen things look different as well. I think sometimes the bolder colours look better on screen. Make sure my card is the right way up. So did we think about chopping that One Cheek Wonder in 4 cards or 3? Can we get a vote for that? I don't think I can manage to do that tonight because I'm struggling sitting here in this position on this chair with a hot water bottle. So split it into notice you're there. You want it's still a bit achy to be honest. It just sometimes it just goes. It just no kind of real rhyme or reason. I think to be honest, I think I might have rested it too much. She's not doing long cards. I don't do long cards, she says. Sheila, you crack me up. Why are you not doing long cards, Sheila? Hey? Mary Jo didn't know this one live. I did do this one though. I have plans for this. I'd like to cut out a sunflower. In the set, lose the dies. There's this sunflower here. And I saw something on Pinterest and I thought, oh, that looks so pretty if I use that to cut out some sunflowers. So that is my plan for that. I wonder if I could get that in the middle. What if I can cut 2 out? If you might give that a go. Yes, Wendy says switching from hot to cold, but I tend to gravitate to the warm one because it just feels more comfortable and nicer. I know that's what I'm supposed to be doing, but you just go for what the kind of feels good at the time. I'm going to try and stick some, maybe a leaf or 2. Let's come out. It gets stuck onto that paper and I can't pick it up. Tool. That's better. I'd like to extend that a little bit around the corner. How are we doing? Did I freeze again? Yeah, I do see the chiropractor actually. I'm not due to go for a little while, but I'm having doubts about this because it is quite big. And whether it just covers up all that nice. I can't unsee the owl's eyes, that's the trouble. Let's just go ahead and stick these down, shall we? It's lovely to have so many people on tonight. Thank you so much for taking your time out to watch. Even if you don't comment, I know that you're there. And that's have the any big white ones to hand. So might as well use these up. Oh no, your husband might need back, Wendy. You can see a dog face, can you? Oh, like, are they called schnitzels or shih tzus? I know what they're called, but it's going to sound like a swear word if I say it. so I won't. Yeah, I can only put it down to the weather. So if it goes, just stay with me because I can usually reconnect. Okay, I've decided needs a bit of brightening up. I think I need to add Wink Stella onto my list. So Wink Stella, if you've not met her before, is lovely glittery goodness in the form of a brush pen, which you might not see it right now on screen, but let me tell you, in real life, she will glitter and she will sparkle. You see where I've put it? Do you know what I'm really desperate to add? Splatters. But because I want more controlled splatters, let's have a look. Let's bring in our old friend. I'm going to bring in Waterfront. Because since, I must admit, since Forever Fern came in with splatters, it's kind of taken over, and Waterfront doesn't get a look in as much. Now, the other thing I don't want to do is go over the edge, so I'm going to just lay down a bit of paper so I can be a bit more precise as to where I want my splats. Splatters make happy cards. I like that because it's true. Right, I'm just going to try and bend this around the corner, which is kind of virtually impossible. Come on. This will be worth it, trust me. Oh dear. If you've gone to that trouble of doing it, then you're not going to want to spoil it. So. I do want to just tuck in there without, see if I can do it. Yes, it worked. I don't know, just bring something to the party, just like a hint of something. Okay, that'll do, or else the whole thing will be covered in spots. Right, yeah, phew, you're back just in time. And you can pop on a little sentiment. I'm thinking white embossed sentiment on black piece of paper would do the trick. How am I doing? Let's have a look. Now, is Let's Celebrate You, is that going to take up too much room? It's quite a big sentiment, actually. Let's try it. Oh, go on then. Go on then. You know, I can't. It's no good telling you about it and then not showing you, is there? Right. White powder, where are you? Oh, you're on the table. You sneaked out, didn't you, white powder? Right, is that long enough? Yes, it is. Pop that on there. The bright background really pops the sunflowers. Thank you, Carol. Carol, have you been on my channel before? I don't recognise your name. It's nice to see you too. Okay. So I was going to cut around this, but let's just have a look, see how it comes out. We might just trim it down. So in my box with my embossing powders, I've kept a piece of paper which I decided could be my embossing paper or card, so that every time I emboss it can just go back in my box. I could do with one of those little paintbrushes, but I don't have one to hand, so I'm just going to have to dust that off. Give it a quick. Right, turn down your headphones or your speakers. Oh, Carol, well, do speak up if you want to. You're most welcome here. Thank you for commenting tonight. It's lovely to hear from you. And thank you so much for watching along. It's nice to kind of get to know people that watch along. You don't have to speak up. But that's really lovely. Thank you, Carol. Okay, that is quite thick, and I'm not sure about it. Do you think I should fussy cut around the letters? Or do we think that we can keep it as a strip? Let's have a look. Oh, hello, Joe. I don't normally see you on here. I've got people going, please fussy cut, because you'd end up losing the... You do, you end up losing all the colour behind it. Okay. The public have spoken. The votes are in. The adjudicator has checked and rechecked. And I'm going to fussy cut the words. Wendy made a good argument about the fact that all that colouring I've done in the back, you won't get to see it. So it was kind of pointless if you can't see all the pretty colours in the background. So we are going for the fussy cutting method, which means using the scissors. Now these scissors that Stampin' Up sell, I've got one, they're very sharp, and two, the blade is sharp from the end to the tip, which is jolly, jolly useful. You don't get that with many scissors, just saying. Excuse me. Oh, clear the old frog out. I like that. I'm going to need some little gems now too. Oh, no worries, Gina Snail. Nice to see you. Thanks for hopping on. So if you want to catch me live again, I'm usually here on a Tuesday. 9 o'clock now. The question is, do I put it there or there? You guys can't see that. It's literally whether I go over that border or not, but I think I'm going to go for that border instead. Oh yes, bling is a bonus. So Glenna's like, yeah, you need splatters, you need bling, you need embossing, you need Wink Stella. So I was just thinking earlier that it's been a while since I've used like the gems. Just thinking like a couple of gems will do it justice. Justice to the gems. So I'm going for, oh, a bit of plastic, no thanks. A big one. a medium. I like to balance it out with a little one, like so, just because it works. Oh, Jo's spying on me. She wants to see what I've been up to. Looking forward to the succulent stamp. Yeah, hoping. And they've had a lot of issues with the postage at the moment. So, which is a little bit frustrating. But there's not a lot we can do. And we just got to play with what we got, and that's okay too. But if people are waiting on new stuff, it's a little bit sad that we've got to wait so long. But hopefully it will build up our excitement. So, there we go. There is our card. Look at that. Isn't that nice? I like it. I'm really into this kind of contrast at the moment. It's my thing at the moment. Okay, so vote for cutting this up now. Do we want to do one flower, or shall I try and fit in two? And if I could cut off the corners and then use, I'm thinking two, because as frugal crafts, try and get the most out of our work. So what I'm going to do is you can get this sticky back sheet, and you can cut it down to fit your work. Oh, there we go. Save those for another project. Yeah, there's always something. Oh, what have I done with it? There's always something to do, isn't there? I'm going to put that there to try and cover that light. You can always save one if you don't need it now. Galenda says do two because you can always save one. You guys are very sensible tonight, I must admit. I don't know if you can hear the rain outside lashing against the window. So if you have troubles with double-sided tape or with double-sided things like this, best thing to do is fold the corner and kind of crease it back with your whatever nail you don't have, and that is usually enough to lift up the backing sheet. So I'm going to stick that on my... So this basically is like a sticker sheet, so it turns whatever you're cutting into a sticker, and it saves you having to... I don't always remember to use this. And then okay, let's lift you up a little bit more. Bring on the lady. And then I tend to turn my plates over when I cut, and then I turn it over again when I cut again, because it just helps with the warping. So let's just check that we can get to... I'm so that I can get that nice purple bit in the centre of the flower. That's my thinking. Now, I might just run that through again because it's going through quite a few layers. Give it a check. Okay, that's better. The centre pops out. Need to save that bit. Oh, I've just thought this is the opposite, isn't it? So I'm not going to have these petals. I'm going to have what's left. I didn't think about that, did I? Let's have a look though. Let's see what we're left with. So alternatively, we could stamp on the other one. And then, should we do that? Sorry, can you guys see that? So it's popped out all the petals in the middle. I forgot it would be the outline. I didn't think about that, did I? Okay, please stamp on this one. I might just leave it over there, I can't keep carrying it across. I'm going to stamp on this one. Yes, you can always put the centre of the sunflower on dimensionals. Absolutely. Okay, let's bring you back down. It's funny, isn't it, how your mind sort of thinks one thing and then sometimes in reality it does the opposite. But you know, this is why you've got to play and try. It's a good job I did 2, wasn't it? Whoever suggested 2, or those of you that suggested 2 rather than 1. Okay. Whoa, that's nice too. Okay, I'm going to cut this out and then I'm going to finish here, I think. It's going to be a little bit more tricky to line up. Now, because this isn't my die, I'm not going to mark it. I could put something on there, couldn't I? I think, I've got a feeling. I could be here all night trying to line these things up. When you see it, shout stop. This is the trouble with these things, isn't it? Yeah, so basically you can mark the die to match the stamp set. I must have been round once already. Right, let's look at the stamp set. Sometimes it's easier to line it up on that first. Just fussy cut it, says Delinda. Do you know what? I think you're right in this. We'll literally be here all night. And it's only this a small bit, and it's only zigzagged edges. So this on a piece of, I don't know, black might be a bit too harsh. And I can even save the other bits for leaves as well. Wasn't my thinking. Oh, night, Christine. Thank you. Rest well. There we go. Just want to see what that looks like on black. Wowzers. Wowzers, ka-chowzers. Let's see what this one looks like as well. Obviously the petals need popping out, but that would look quite nice on a white background, wouldn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to make these into leaves. There. Okay, folks. Let's call it a night. Thank you so much for your patience and for joining me and for your company. It's been fab. It's been really fun to play with a different new stamp set. And we did the one sheet ones at the beginning if you've missed that. And you can catch this all on the replay. And you can still comment and let me know what you think of today's projects by giving me a thumbs up. It's a free way to show that you love me and you really care deeply for me. Bit of bribery. Goes a long way. Here we go. Just saying. Comments are always appreciated. Thank you to those who it's good to have yours. A bit frustrating having those, but thank you for sticking with me through the storm. I hope you stay safe and well. I'm not seeing any comments. There you are. Has somebody just come in? Or is my comments delayed? Don't know. Catch you next time, Carol. Thank you so much for saying hello, and thank you for watching my live. Take care, Monica. Good to see you. No, I think my comments on here are like way behind. So take care, everyone. Lots of love. Until next time, I'll see you around hopefully next Tuesdays when I do my lives, but watch out for some upcoming videos which I've loaded and got ready to schedule. So take care. God bless everyone. Thank you so much for your lovely comments. Bye for now.